Welcome back to Axis Anime. My name is Henshin Ikeda. Today I'll be doing a walkthrough review of One Piece episode 598. Now, if you remember from last episode, we find out Law gets Monet to leave the room, which Chopper is now in. However, once they leave the room, we see Law and Monet run into a new character, which we don't know just yet. However, this new character knows Law, and Law knows this new character. I can't wait to see where this is going to go. However, moving on past that, toward the end of the episode, we're taken to a little cutscene with Caesar Clown, and he's getting very serious. In fact, Caesar Clown got so serious, he defeated Luffy, he defeated Frankie, he defeated Robin. Are you fucking kidding me? I don't know what to say. I'm speechless. Really? Caesar Clown defeated Luffy. Now, I assume it's with a poisonous gas, which we have yet to see, or something along those lines. Maybe a new technique, but you know what? Who the hell cares? It's Caesar Clown. I don't even take the guy seriously, and yet somehow he defeats Luffy? What? And again, that's where the episode ends. And all my final thought and rating at the end of the clip, so stay tuned. But let's dive right on in. So we open up this episode with Law, and he's face to face with a new character called Virgo. So Law is face to face with Virgo, and he has Monet by his side. And apparently Virgo knows Law, and Law knows Virgo, so they have a little history. Now I assume Virgo is not a pirate, he's not with Caesar Clown. Virgo is probably with the Navy. And it gets even more interesting, fans. Monet is working for Virgo as a spy. So is Monet also part of the Navy? Probably, if in fact Virgo is with the Navy. It looks that way in my opinion, since he's not a pirate and he's not with Caesar Clown. But sorry, I digress. So the end result being, Law knows Virgo, Virgo knows Law, and Monet is working for Virgo as a spy. So I can't wait to see where this is going to take us. But it gets better. Apparently while Law is down on the ground, he's a little weak, we see Virgo strike Law. Out of nowhere, Virgo, he strikes Law. Apparently he has Law's heart. Like, wait a minute. I thought Law was the only one that could use that technique where he could rip someone's heart out. Apparently not. Virgo has Law's heart. This just got even more interesting. I thought Law was like one of the ultimate badasses next to Luffy. But you know what? I could be mistaken. Apparently Virgo is even more of a badass. Now, moving on past that, we are taken to a little cutscene with Brook and Zoro, and they're being overwhelmed by mini smileys. I know. It's like they're just sitting there and they're waiting for Sanji to come back. Now, speaking of Sanji, Sanji is now deep in the lake, and he's going after the samurai's torso. However, the lake is now filled with toxins, if that makes any sense. You know, like a toxic gas from Caesar Clown, which technically is from Smiley. The reason why I said from Caesar Clown is Caesar Clown created Smiley, and Smiley's the one with the toxins. And again, Smiley has all of his gases and whatnot in the lake, which are now consuming. All the fish are now dead and whatnot. But moving on past that, we do see Sanji find the samurai's torso. But it's not where you would think it would be. Apparently, the samurai's torso is in a shark's mouth. So right now, you see the samurai, the real samurai, above the lake, and he's screaming, he's making faces because he's in pain. Well, that's because the shark is eating his torso, and that doesn't really look that comfortable in my opinion. Looks kind of ouch. But anyway, Sanji does follow the shark, take the shark out, and save the samurai's torso just before the lake fills up with this toxin gas. So he does make it out alive, and apparently gets a little more interesting because we do see Sanji defeat the shark, but once Sanji gets above the lake with the torso, we see the samurai get his torso on, and it was definitely worth mentioning. But while Sanji was in the lake, we see him use two different techniques to get the torso back. The first technique he used, which was to get the samurai's torso back from the shark, was called the Jiao shoot. If I pronounced that wrong, oh well, but it's spelled subtitle-wise J-O-U shoot. So J shoot, that's what he used to get the torso back from the shark. As for trying to get out of the water, he uses blue walk. Now, I have to give more credit to Sanji. He was using blue walk under the water. Remember, he's not a devil fruit user, and it was amazing. But sorry, I digress. Now, where did I leave off at? Oh, that's right. Sanji is now above the lake, and he has the samurai's torso. He's in one piece, and he's good to go. And the samurai is now in one piece. He has his head, he has his torso, he has his legs, and he's connected. Which only means one thing. Who the fuck are you, samurai? Now, moving on past that, the information that the samurai gives us is kind of a little more direct than what I thought. But you have to ask yourself, why did the samurai decide to give all this information now instead of when we first get to see this character like in so many episodes ago? I really don't know, but now that the samurai is whole again, in one piece, he decides to share all of this information with the crew that's around him, Sanji, Zoro. He just tells them everything. Well, and Brook, of course. So apparently this information that the samurai is throwing at us, his name is Kinemon. If I pronounce his name wrong, I don't really care because he's not a really good character. I don't like him. I mean, think about it. His devil fruit power is disguises. Really? Disguises. And they're not even good ones. Well, that and making clothes appear out of nowhere. Well, I'm not going to get into that, of course, but again, this samurai's name is called Kinemon. And Kinemon was born in Kuri, which is from the Wano Kingdom. Now, I already assumed we knew he was from the Wano Kingdom. That was already mentioned. But now we know his name and what part of the Wano Kingdom he's from. Now, it gets a little interesting. Beyond that little brief information, we find out this samurai is about the same height as Brook, if not taller. And compared to Zoro, this samurai is fucking huge. I'm not kidding. This guy is huge. I'm like, really? I mean, when you see him just as the head and the legs, he's really not that tall, but now that he's in one piece, he's one big motherfucker. I'm like, I'm surprised that Luffy's not going to ask him to join the crew. I mean, he looks pretty impressive with, like, the swords and whatnot, but sorry, I digress. Now, apparently, this samurai is telling Sanji in person, as well as Zoro and everyone else, that he's sorry for his past actions. So this samurai, although he's a badass now, he's back together, Humpty Dumpty's now back together, he's apologizing for what he said to Sanji and everyone else back in the past. Because he had doubts because these are pirates. He thought that all pirates were scum, so he's saying he's sorry. He's sorry for his past actions, and it means something to Sanji. I mean, Sanji put himself on the line so this samurai could be whole again. And I guess it's a little dramatic build-up, But moving on past that, onto the third lab where Chopper's at. Chopper's searching Caesar Clown's little office, trying to find more information about the drugs and, the experiments that Caesar Clown did on the kids. And he's not having any luck. There's no information, nothing, until he stumbles across a book. Now, this book has no title. We don't know what the hell's in this book in general. However, since Chopper is a pirate and he's a doctor, he decides to steal the book and keep it for himself. Hopefully, it's going to have an antidote, maybe notes about the experiments. Who knows? But the end result being, Chopper has, I guess, something from Caesar Clown's office that's worth stealing. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it's a bad thing. Who knows? But moving on past that, we are taking to a little cutscene with Caesar Clown. Finally, now we get to see what the hell he did to Luffy and everyone else. No, we don't. We don't get to know shit. We don't get to know Jack, and we don't get to know ass. Plain and simple. But, anyways, we are taking to a little cutscene with Caesar Clown. Now, he's being told by his men that the airship is now ready. So apparently Caesar Clown's going to be getting the hell out of Dodge already? You just defeated Luffy and practically half of his crew and you're trying to leave on an airship already? Oh, you damn pussy, what the hell? Stay and fight. You still got Law to deal with, and Virgo, if Virgo is the bad guy. We don't really know. But I would assume that Caesar Clown may want to fight Virgo at some point in time if they're not allies, which it doesn't appear they are since Monet is Virgo's spy. But anyways, apparently Caesar Clown is about to leave on an airship. Now, we see the rest of the Straw Hat crew, Luffy, Robin, frankly, they're not tied up, they're chained by Caesar Clown's men. Now, we have no idea what's in store for them yet. Are they going to be executed, experimented on? There's, it could go either way, but I can't wait to find out. Now, moving on past that, we are taken to a little cutscene with Sanji's group. Now, apparently, mini Smileys are now surrounding the group. They're surrounding the samurai, they're surrounding Zoro, Sanji, and Brook. And these are Smileys, mini Smileys. Remember, they explode, but they're getting together. They're like forming one Smiley. So it's getting kind of intriguing, but it gets better because the samurai says, "I got this." So the samurai is actually going to do something. He's going to get off of his ass now that he's a full samurai now. He's back together, and he's going to do something. Well, I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt because we really haven't seen what he's really capable of doing. and surprisingly, he destroys all the smileys. He cuts the fire in half that was consuming the smileys, if that makes any sense. I mean, I'll get into that maybe later on in another review on what his real powers are, but seriously, this samurai, he cut right through the flames that were consuming Smiley, that were part of the explosion that Smiley was giving off. So he saved the group and he destroyed Smiley all in the same time. Definitely worth mentioning. And guess what? Zoro, he is so fucking impressed. Zoro is amazed. Now, after the samurai destroys all the mini Smileys, he tells the group, "Thank you for saving me, thank you for helping me. Now I'm going to find my son and save him." Now, Zoro, he is moved. He's like, you know what? If you're going to go save your son, I'm going to go with you. You seem like a worthy adversary. I'd like to help you. Maybe we can fight later on to see who's stronger. But Zoro is now with the samurai. Now, I have no idea if Sanji or Brook are going to go with them, but, suffice to say, they probably are going to go with them. So again, Zoro is following the samurai to save the samurai's son. And that's where the episode ends. As for final thoughts, okay, well, first of all, Virgo. How deep are you in with Caesar Clown? Are you allied with Caesar Clown? Obviously, you're spying on Caesar Clown with Monet, so we can assume you're with the Navy, probably, but I could be wrong. But I really don't want to check the manga out right now. I remember in the past that I believe he's with the Navy, but I don't believe he's really with the Navy like 100%. I think he has his own objectives, his own goals and whatnot, so just putting that out there. But I can't wait to find out more about him and how he knows Law. Is he Law's teacher, brother? I know it's within the subtitles, he called Law son, he added the S or whatever at the end. But you know what, I don't want to make assumptions right now. I want to hear more about their relationship and how it matured. And why Law is so scared of Virgo. And why does Virgo have Law's heart? I think that's the bigger question we're waiting for. And maybe one more final thought, just putting this out there. What did Caesar Clown do to Luffy and everyone else that made them paralyzed and, lose in general? I'm curious, did you use a poisonous toxin on them, like a poisonous gas? Did you do something with your devil fruit power? Did you use your devil fruit power on them? Like some random technique that you didn't say but you used behind our backs? I have no idea. How did Caesar Clown defeat Luffy? I'm scratching my head. I'm wondering what the hell. But again, that ends it for my final thoughts. I'm not going to get too detailed with anything beyond my normal scope, of course. Moving on past that, onto my final thoughts. No, I already said final thoughts. Final rating. There you go. Onto my final rating. 3 out of 5. I'm giving this a 3 out of 5. The fighting, this wasn't a fighting episode. Technically, we saw the samurai destroy Smiley, or the mini Smileys, but plain and simple, this wasn't an action-packed episode, but it was somewhat of an informative episode. We know more about the samurai. We know a little more about Virgo, I guess, on how he knows Law. Not so much, but at least now we know his name and how Monet works for him. Other than that, no. That's it. There's nothing special about this episode beyond just a little informativeness that we know about the samurai. Again, final 3 out of 5. Yeah, final ranking, final score, the big hole, 3 out of 5. And that is it for my walkthrough review of One Piece episode 598. Definitely comment down below, let me know, thumbs up, thumbs down, definitely subscribe, check me out on Twitter, and follow me if you like. Let me know what you thought of this episode, and let me know what you think's going to happen in the next episode coming out. But again, guys, that ends it for now. I gotta hit the bricks and I gotta go. And before I go, I gotta say it, and I always say it. You can't stop the access, but you can watch the feed. I'll see you later, guys.